Okay, guys, it's getting juicy out here. It's getting juicy. We got Phillip Rivers and Mike McDaniel as new names in the Bills coaching search. Phillip Rivers, big surprise. Mike McDaniel, another big surprise. And anybody complaining that this is a bad thing for the Bills don't get it. They simply don't get it. How this process works. And I've seen people say, "Well, you want to focus on quality candidates, not quantity." You can do both. You can do both. There's no reason to not interview these guys. This is the most important hire of Josh Allen's career. We're about to hit prime Josh Allen and then a slow decline in the next handful of years. That's just the way it works, especially the way he plays. I'm not saying he's necessarily going to be like Cam Newton, but the decline in Cam Newton's play was swift. And a lot of people compare the two, and I don't know if that's necessarily accurate in terms of the play, but both big dudes who ran a lot, and design QB runs. And Josh, this is the first year where he was really taking a big beating. And it doesn't get better after 30. Okay, I can tell you that at 41. And I'm not playing against these behemoths in the NFL and getting smashed between all of them, okay, and having car wrecks essentially every time I run into guys. So this is so important. We can't screw this up. The Bills brass can't screw this up. So why wouldn't you leave no stone unturned? It makes no sense. Interview Mike McDaniel. Will he be the head coach? I certainly hope not. He's at the bottom of my list of guys. I don't think he's a culture guy. I think he's probably a really great pick for offensive coordinator, but he can't be that with us because he's with the Chargers. Should he not get this job with the Bills? But hey, you get a little intel on the guy too, and what he likes to do, what are tendencies and things like that. That's good to know because we're going to see the Chargers over the next handful of years. I guarantee you, Josh and Justin are going to lead their teams to playoffs, and they're probably going to play each other. And so you want to get what you can from that. On Phillip Rivers, very unlikely he gets this job, but I think he's a guy who could potentially be a great OC. I'm not, on the surface, I'm not into a guy being hired as OC who's never called plays, but there's something about Phillip Rivers that makes me think I could deal with that. Talking about a guy who played the position at a high level for many years. He was a coach on the field, and this is pre him being the retired guy for 5 years and coming to the Colts. I mean, that's how he was with the Chargers as well, and then at the end of his career with the Colts. So if there's one guy that might be somebody who's never coached but could be a heck of a play caller, I think it'd be him. There'd be a learning curve, of course, but I think to not look at a guy like that is absurd. I think he'd be great. As a head coach, I have my reservations. As an OC, which a lot of these interviews tend to be those things where they're testing them out. It's called a head coach interview, but they're really testing them out for potential OC situations. So anybody complaining about that just doesn't grasp it. And also think when it comes to the various guys, whether they're defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators, guys who have done play calling, guys who haven't done play calling, why not? And some of these young guys coming up, maybe it's not somebody hired today, but maybe in a couple years, like a Grant Udinsky or somebody like that. So I love what the Bills are doing. It should be casting a wide net. When asked in the press conference the other day if they have a candidate in mind, of course they're going to say no. They're going to say, no, we're going to open search, open call kind of thing. And they're proving it with these names they're throwing out there. So good on them for doing everything they can with that. Second topic I wanted to touch on is this stupid petition that some loser Bills fans started that approximately 35,000 people have signed. Makes no sense. Some people just don't think beyond their feelings. Sports fans are awful with that. And being deep in the Bills for 35 plus years, I can say Bills fans are really bad with that a lot of times. This woe is me victimhood thing, and feeling sorry for themselves and Bills in general. But they look at Sean McDermott like he got screwed over. And that's why a lot of them are kind of coming to his defense. They're saying, hey, Brandon Beane built this roster. The roster hasn't been good enough. Why is he getting promoted? And Sean McDermott's getting the heave-ho out of Buffalo. And like I've said before, Sean McDermott, very, very good man, and well-respected, was very successful. But clearly he wasn't the guy that was going to get the Bills to a Super Bowl. I mean, what about his previous 6 years of Super Bowl contention with the Bills would make anyone think he's the guy who's going to take the next step to not only getting the Super Bowl, but winning the Vince Lombardi Trophy? To me, I'm out of options. There aren't any. There's nothing that tells me he's going to be that guy. He's evolved as a coach for sure from year one, absolutely. From year three, absolutely. But when the tough gets going, he reverts back to his very conservative ways, and it's cost the Bills. I talked about on a previous video. It'd be 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12. They'd be dropping four guys back into soft zone coverage, leaving the whole middle of the field open. The opposition would throw like an 8-yard route, like a slant or a curl or something, and then there's 10 yards between them and the next guy, so they can easily get the big first down. Whether it's third down, it happened all the time and time again, and especially when it came down to crunch time. And there's a reason that Josh Allen losing the game against the Broncos this weekend was his fault. Like I said in a previous video, that was on Josh Allen. But everybody dumping on Josh about not being able to win it. He's won the game in previous times. It was Sean McDermott's defense that has left points on the table and cost us wins and cost us championship games, Super Bowl games, things like that, plain and simple. And there's nothing about that guy that should make anyone think he was going to lead the team to the Super Bowl. So anybody signing that petition, you like mediocrity, plain and simple. You'd rather be guaranteed to be good rather than take the risk to be great. Ironically enough, that's exactly what cost Sean McDermott his job. He was afraid to be great. He was afraid to take chances. And he needed to go. So you can take that petition, print it out, rip it up, throw it in a fire. He's not coming back. Not to mention the Bills brass would look absolutely stupid. McDermott wouldn't want it anyway. Just stop with it. Just stop. Get out of your fee-fees. Stop being so focused on your feelings and understand we're moving on. We got great names being considered for this opportunity to coach Josh Allen in his prime. So move on with it. With that, go Bills.